Hello and welcome to another video here with updates or upgrades to my Rossmonster Baja. What we're going to do today is I actually started yesterday by creating access to power so that I can install some rock lights today. I'm not looking for the fancy rock lights to go to the mall. This will be more lights that I can turn on at night when at camp out in the desert on the mountains to deter rodents away. It's just one of those little things where it's like, okay, light seems to help to keep rodents away. I want to install one of those rock lights into the engine compartment, or maybe two, and then at the, I want to say, four corners roughly of the vehicle. That's what we're going to start today. I got the Baja out here with me. As you can tell, I got the awning down because it's a sunny day and I need some shade. And we're gonna get started, but one thing I need to mention or point out is I'm gonna install a photo sensor, this thing here, to control power to the rock lights so that I don't forget to turn them off during the day and put load on the battery. They will run off the house battery, so there shouldn't be much really from a load perspective. But my thought is I'm here right between the gap between the truck and the camper to install the photo sensor here, so it has visibility to daylight, but it's also protected from this steel lip here from the frame, and I can feed power up safely and not have anything exposed. So that should work out pretty well, I hope. We'll have to see how dirty it gets, so maybe I should actually mount it this way, but then it has less exposure to daylight. So TBD. I will use VHB tape, so it will be possible to take it off again and reposition it, depending on how things work out. But that's the idea for today. We're installing a photo sensor. I will pull power here from the rear where I have power, and then here underneath. Let's see, where are we? There we go. So this here is the entrance step area to the Baja. I have it insulated. And then here I installed the Bluetooth controller for the rock lights. This is like a 6-pack rock light package from Nylite. Fairly cheap. If something gets lost or something, not a big deal. But I figured this would be fairly central to the vehicle and easy to maneuver around. So that's the idea. And I'll get started to install the photo sensor, and then we'll have to do some wiring to get power here, and then we'll test out the first light. And I'll probably have one light here near the entrance as well, so it's easier at night to get into the truck. Okay, let's move this up here. All right, so here, this is the connection that I pulled to the upfader switch in the engine bay. And I think I cut the purple wire here. So I think that's power. I have to go back and check on the wiring harness. So all I would have to do is just cut those zip ties, free up the cable protection that I put here, get to the purple wire and make a new connection. And then I'm thinking of putting like this to multi-use. So for one, for the rock lights, but also for a 12-volt connection potentially to run Starlink off. And I'm thinking of putting like an SAE connection here. And just when I use the rock lights, have those plugged in pretty much permanently. And I'm thinking at one point getting a Starlink Mini for redundancy, and that I could run off 12 volt from here. So that is just for future proofing. But first, I would say we'll get the wires freed up there, and I will look for the power, make the connection, make sure I have power. I also need to look for ground, which is probably the black wire here. So yeah, while I was under the truck, Shelby joined me right here. This is where I just was, and she came to be just close and see what I am causing for trouble next. So I got the wiring off, and it is indeed the purple wire that comes down as a 12-volt connection. So I will extend it to have a good solid 12-volt connection and test it out. And once we have that in place, then all I need to do is pretty much have wiring go that direction towards the front. I'm under the rear here, and move the power and the switch towards the camper entrance. There is plenty of space where I can install the Bluetooth controller for the rock lights. Also potentially move a switch into the camper or have an outside switch as well. I haven't decided yet on the switch situation, but that's definitely something I want to do. So I'm glad I got this identified. I know the power inside is turned off because I turned off the switch for the compressor inside the camper, and now I can just make this a solid connection and wrap all this up again so I don't have to touch it. And yeah, that's good progress. That will help me a lot. So I moved forward, so the wiring is done over there, so that is all buttoned up, and I've got a Deutsch connector set up as my choice. There you can see it. But now I'm under the truck, under the camper actually. So let's move backwards a little bit. There's the backyard. All right, what you see here, this is insulation that I put on, but this is the entrance step to the camper. When you open the door, that's the first step inside. Here is the camper shell, so that's a fiberglass. I'm not gonna drill in there or something, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use VHB tape for the controller and install it here and then secure it with some zip ties up there. My neck. Whew, where's the gimbal not fine? There we go. So I will attach it with some zip ties there as well, just for security, so in case the VHB tape gives up. But that should be a nice and protected area. If you look around, so I'm central under the truck, so I can feed the cables to the front. I have some extensions coming, so I don't know if this is long enough, but this is fairly central, so I can at least cover the rear, and then just need some lights for the engine compartment to keep that illuminated at night. So this seems to do the trick. It's very solid. It should be bonding for the rest of the day. It's warm outside today. It's probably around 70 degrees here in the sun, and this will help with the tape and the connection. But that's a good step forward, and things are coming together. Photo sensor is mounted. I squished it all together for about a minute or two. It feels rock solid. Hopefully it's bonding. It's supposed to be a warm day today, so that will be good. Then I have, let's see, where are we? Then I have two wires here. This is 14 gauge marine grade wiring, so it has already a protective layer around. I will feed that from the rear to the sensor, and then connect power from the sensor to the controller. So that's the next step. I will put the wiring in probably with some wire loom as well, and protect it even more, but that's less of a concern at the moment. So Shelby is supervising, paying attention there, and I just got the wiring measured out. There we go. So this will go up here, nice in the wire loom. Here's the end, so I probably don't need as much, but we'll feed it through first and then we cut it, so that will save me some wire loom, but we'll feed it just following the normal wiring along the frame from the factory and from stuff that Rossmonster has done and that I have done previously. So the wiring is done. You can see here, this is the wire loom. I fed it following the wiring Rossmonster had done here into the rear. And now, since I'm using a Deutsch connector, there we go, I just wired this together. I will cut these off here and seal them properly and then tie it all together. And there is the other end of the Deutsch connector up there. That will allow me to disconnect the whole thing and if necessary, connect to something else. That will make it easy, plus the wiring, the wires from the ARB twin compressor. That was flimsy wiring, I was really surprised. All right, here it is, all nicely wired up and protected. And there's the other end of the Deutsch connector. So we'll plug this in now, tuck it away, and then continue setting up the photocell and the Bluetooth connector, and then we'll check and see if everything works. But I'm pretty confident that overall this should work just fine. All right, I'm back under the truck here. I am using these quick connects for the cable connections right now. I want to be able to bypass the photocell and make sure that the Bluetooth controller works. And then at the very end, we'll swap everything and then verify that the photocell works as well. But that's the idea for now. So quick connect, just leave it quick and dirty here and make it work so that we can move forward with the installation of the rock lights. All right, I'm happy to report that these lights work. You can see it here. I even have the app in front of me on the phone and can change the coloring. The only thing that I want to say concerns me a little bit is that this thing gets really hot. So the casing. So that is, I don't want to say a concern. Maybe this is normal, but I have to check and see why this is actually getting so hot. All right, it is afternoon. I think it was a good day. I got the wiring done for 3 of the rock lights. I've got the photo sensor working, and yeah, I'm waiting for the extension cables. It's just not long enough to reach really into the engine bay. So that's something I need to do over the week before I leave for the Mojave Desert. But let me show you how this works. It's actually very cool. I'm surprised. All right, it looks a little messy here, and I will still clean this up. But yeah, I have to get, like I said, the additional extension cords for these 3 guys here and deploy more lights. So the photo sensor is here. You can see this from here. There you go, there's the photo sensor. And I have 1 light installed right here. So this is a control light pretty much. So now I'm putting my hand onto the photo sensor. It just takes a while for this thing to wake up. So you see the light is working, the other 2 are working as well. My hand is covering the photo sensor. So now let's see, I can see it, yep. Click. And so removing the hand again, it turns off because the photo sensor senses it and works pretty sweet. So it is evening, it's about 8 o'clock outside. I'm in the camper, as you can see, and I wanted to show you where I installed the control switch for the rock lights. So here I drilled a little hole and fed the switch through. And all I have to do is just push the button, the blue control light comes on, and now the rock lights will be activated outside. So we'll go and check in a moment, but I wanted this control light so that I can see, even during the day, it's like, hey, I need to turn that off just in case. So let's go and take a look. So as you can see, the rock lights are on. So I have 2 in the back here. Two in the front under the engine bay. The other one is hiding here, and I have 1 in the center near the camper entrance. So now let's turn on the sun and take out the rock lights. So the photo sensor is in this area here, and you might have just noticed the rock lights. Oh, there we go again. So I'll turn on the sun and the rock lights turn off. So photo sensor is working as planned, and that's how I wanted it. Very happy with the outcome. So let's turn this off here. I'm in my neighborhood, I don't need the rock lights right now, but that is the outcome that I wanted. And now it's time to go back inside. So there you have it, an easy install of rock lights, not for the mall, but to work as a rodent deterrent when I'm out in the desert, in the mountains, in the forest, wherever. It wasn't a fast or quick install, so pulling the wires is time consuming. I also had to wait for the extension cords to come in since I didn't know how much I would need. I was rather going in and install the controller first before making that decision. So I'm very happy with the outcome. I've already been a week in the Mojave Desert with this setup, and it is great, especially when you come out at night and you have some light around the rig. It's really nice to have. So I'm very happy with the outcome, and looking forward to many more nights in the desert with some mood light, if you want to look at it from that perspective. So that is it for this video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do so as well. And then I would say I'll see you next time in my next video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye-bye.